Hey guys, welcome back to my channel yet again. 2 videos in one day, can't go wrong, don't go anywhere else. So I feel like it's time to lose a few more subs or gain a little bit of respect. Hopefully it's the latter, but who knows. So just a quick disclaimer here, I'm not against everybody who's on Tattle. I know a lot of you either are active on there or just read it as a form of entertainment, which is fine. My problem is with those that don't know when or how to behave in a civil society, and some of those apply to some tattlers. So, if you've never been on Tattle, and a few of you have recently discovered the site, so you know, good luck with that. It's full of people just gossiping about people. So, I'm going to show you a series of very worrying comments that I found on Tattle, and it's going to sound like, I'm sorry, it's going to sound like I'm defending Chris. I'm not, but, you know, as always, you gotta go for him for the right reasons, and this is just this person. This is the same person, only their comments. One person has all this to say. Now, first up, I've chosen to blur out, blank out their name on here because whilst, you know, it's clearly a fake name, I just don't want any retribution coming back onto me for exposing and doxing. I can't be bothered. So, yeah. Wow. Here's me thinking Thomas and Andrea were bad. Anyone who defends that child molester Chrisingham deserves a special place in hell. So I thought that was a perfect comment to start us off with, because I guess I'm going to hell. So first up though, I would strongly suggest you change your wording from child molester to anything else, literally anything else than that, because yeah, that's not what he is. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but he actually is not that, no matter how you try and twist things. He's a full-on sex offender. Him trying it on with the underage girls like he did, the bastard needs locked up. Okay, again, I'm going to say that A, he's not an sex offender, and B, there was no underage girls. I'm sorry. Okay, none of this is funny, obviously, what he did. Everyone knows what he did, and that it was very, very wrong what he did, but none were actually underage. Okay, the youngest was 16, and that is not underage in this country. I know what, you know, he's underage in America, etc. I get that, but to continually say with underage girls is quite misleading in my opinion. And yeah, I just think that should be, the narrative there should be changed, because it's quite, what's the word for it? Defamatory. I know a lot of you probably don't care about defaming Chris. Nobody likes Chris. I don't like Chris, but he's not what you're inferring. We have a few amazing videos to come. Irate. Oh, sex case. Yeah. I just feel again like you playing on that narrative of he is this sex offender when he's not. And I just, personally speaking, I feel that that's quite wrong. I mean, maybe I'm in the minority and it depends on whether you like a person or not as to whether they're guilty of something or not. Just me, possibly. What the F is he doing, posting pictures of Isabel's acne like she's not going to be aware of it, let alone her child molester stepfather using it to pay the mortgage. Again, this word again, molestation. No, it's not. I'm sorry, it's just not. Point me to in the direction of one single child he's done that to, and I will gladly apologize. I'm sorry, but you can't actually be saying this, and this is Tattle's not deleting these things. It's quite worrying, in my opinion. You can't just be throwing around accusations like that. Now this one, I'm going to say is one of the worst of them all. I'm sorry, but that freak, Chris Ingham, needs an effing wake-up call. Nobody decent is going to tolerate a child M. He would, get this, he would have R'd those underage girls if he'd got his filthy hands on them. No doubt about it. That bastard belongs on Rule 43 with the rest of the perverts. Where can I start with this particular one? Right? Nobody's going to tolerate that word. No, they wouldn't. But again, as I have pointed out many times already, he's not that. And then to suggest, and this is really, really bad, not just for him, though, but for the girls involved, right? I don't quite know if you understand what exactly you're saying here. First of all, you're saying that Chris would have R-worded them. And that is wrong on so many levels, to suggest that somebody would do that. Now, these are two different accusations that you're making. Firstly, you're saying that A, he's a pedo, and B, he would R-word them given the opportunity. And that is a very serious accusation. Well, both of them are, but because not all pedos are, that they don't R-word everybody they meet. Right? They just don't. I'm not defending anybody in particular. I'm just saying that that's a very, very strong thing to say. Just because somebody has, it's like saying, oh well, that person, he likes women. It's just not going to come across well, is it? They don't rape every woman that they meet, is what I'm saying. Right? You can't just. It's a very sweeping statement to make about a person, male or female. It really, really is a very, what's the word of the opposite of misogynistic? Whatever, misandry, is it? I don't know, Jesus. Anyway, but then to suggest as well that those underage, well, you're calling them underage girls, they weren't underage. There was one that was 16 and there was two that was 17. And no, there wasn't. There was one that was 16 and there was one that was 17, one that was 19 and one that was 21. Okay, just to get into the semantics of it all. But what you're saying is, by the way, 16-year-old, you were that close from getting R-worded. You're using a... How can I describe this? I'm not coming across very well here at all. I get that. But you're using a very young girl and saying that they could have been R-worded by somebody else. And they were very close to, Chris would have done that to them. I don't feel like that's something that you should be saying about a young girl at all. And you're not thinking about the people involved. You're just thinking about Chris. You're just channeling all your hatred towards Chris and not considering the other side of the spectrum, which is what would be the victim. It's just wrong. I'm sorry. Very, very wrong. And yet another very, very horrible thing to say. If Lazy, that's Sarah, drops down dead, which is looking likely at the moment, all those children will end up in foster care because I can't see that perverted child taking the wheel. Right. So, suggesting that Sarah's going to drop down dead because she doesn't look well. You know, she's pregnant, right? Anyway, so then saying that Chris, he wouldn't be able to look after them because he is into children. It's just no. Sorry, no. Is that Fat B having herself a kip while her 5 other kids fend for themselves? We all know the pervert does fuck all, but hey ho, get up, you F. You fat, lazy, cunt. Lovely. I mean, this person's channeling their hatred not just towards Chris, but in a very, very vile way to Sarah. I'm sorry. A lot of people don't like that word, cunt. I don't like it, But, it's just another way to get at these two, isn't it? Isabel saying the toilet blocks aren't too far away, so Dad doesn't have to come with us. Your so-called dad shouldn't be anywhere effing near women's toilet blocks. Imagine catching that pervert in a shower block with young girls. Again, I'm just... The logic here is just astounding to me, right? First up, because he is near the toilet blocks, I assume probably actually the toilet blocks are, there's women's here and men's here next to each other. So I don't really understand this argument, but I'm just going to say that a man, just because they are next to a women's toilet blocks, they're not going in there to to attack anybody. Just because they are next to women in general, they're not going to attack anybody. And I feel like I'm talking not just about Chris now, right? Because some of these comments are very, very damaging or attacking to men in general. It's like saying that man, he's not going to keep his hands off that woman because he's a man. That's just shit, okay? That really, really is crap. That's, it's not... Somebody else, please help me out here, because I know what I'm trying to say and I can't say it properly. I know I'm right in a way. Well, no, I am right. Okay, otherwise I wouldn't be saying it. Okay, just I hope people understand what I'm trying to say. I'm not defending anyone. I'm not defending anybody. If anybody had that intention, I'm not defending them. But just because you are there at a toilet block does not mean you are gonna all of a sudden, unleash yourself onto a woman or a girl. It's just no. The stupidity here is just off the charts. I would like the pervert to take one of them phones into PC World. They don't fuck around with sex offenders. I don't know what to tell you, right? Okay, I don't. It's just... His interest in young girls has always been a red flag. This is absolutely unbelievable that another human being has uttered these words, and I cannot believe that this is actually there on Tattle as a thing. So I sit uncomfortable with him always being the one to change Mila's nappy. The F's the matter with the mother. Indeed. So, oh my word. So he's saying, this person is saying that Chris shouldn't be able to change Mila's nappy because he's gonna, I don't know what he's suggesting. I don't know what they're suggesting that he is going to do to Mila whilst changing the nappy. That is the most ridiculous thing that I think I've read. Pretty much, yeah. That load of tramps can kiss goodbye to any holidays in America. I don't know if you caught this, but they're calling the family tramps, not just Chris and Sarah. I mean, I guess we've all thought it or said it. I don't know, but I just feel like it really shouldn't be on a public platform. Anyway, that pervert Christopher Ingham is getting lifted and locked up the minute he lands on American soil. He knows that. Does he? I feel like it's kind of a divisive topic here. Would Chris get arrested the minute he arrived in the US? It depends, I feel, on whether or not there is an active investigation against him. I'm not sure that there ever was. There was a conversation, an email conversation between the young person concerned and the sheriff in Florida. Is it sheriff? I'm not sure. Sorry if I'm wrong. But, you know, they had a conversation there, and it was deemed that because Chris was at home, they couldn't look into it anyway. So unless certain young people came forward again and reopened it up, I'm not sure. Okay, I don't know the legalities exactly, so I'm not saying one way or the other. My feeling, okay, my overriding feeling on this is that Chris was once told by his lawyer, it's very expensive lawyers, the best in the country apparently, he was told to say nothing, so he said nothing, not to go back to the US, so he didn't go back. And I don't know if maybe he's concerned. I'd be concerned. I think he's concerned that if he goes over there, people will report him, and they will. So he's not wanting to go back for that. He is concerned probably that he will get questioned, and he probably would, because again, people would find out and report him. So if he went through, remember he went through that when they went to Australia and he got stopped at the border and he got his devices checked and there was a whole hassle and everything. And I can quite imagine it would be embarrassing for his kids. So he doesn't want to go through that again. And probably the reason why they haven't gone back. Personally, I don't know if he would get stopped or not. I'm not a legal expert, so I don't really wish to... That's my opinions anyway. I could be wrong. Who knows? Once every while, I am wrong. Now, during the course of this video, I've shown you a bunch of screenshots of this person who has very outspoken opinions on Chris, and I've called them out for being just quite nasty and just incorrect in their summing up of Chris, right? And a lot of you, some of you, will be like on their side and thinking that I'm doing wrong and, you know, and everything else. So I thought I'd end with this screenshot. Maybe I'll get you back on my side a little bit and just show you that this particular person doesn't seem to have any morals across the board. And this is what they said. It's not about Chris. This is what they said. And I feel like it's probably the worst one here that I've shown so far. All of them girls need a wash down below. Weeks gone by and they must be stinking. Right, I'm just gonna leave you with that because I don't feel comfortable discussing it, but I just feel like it needs to be pointed out because that is an horrendous thing to say about young girls. And remember the young girls that you were trying to use against Chris because Chris did so wrong to these young girls. Well, take a very, very hard look at yourself when you say things like Chris is a this and Chris is that. This type of thing is just horrendously bad. And yeah, all this is still on Tattle because, why would they remove it? I feel like we need, as a society, to kind of stamp out this sort of thing. This is why I don't entertain any comments of any sort of this sort of nature on my channel. I don't allow anybody to call Chris the P word or anything else. I don't allow the kids to be bashed about in the comments because at the end of the day it's all wrong. We know what Chris did. Everyone knows what Chris did, and if you need a reminder, let me know because I'm up for video ideas at the moment. So he did wrong, clearly, but the kids, his kids, didn't do anything wrong, and they don't deserve to be called this, that, and the other. They don't deserve to be dragged around the internet, and this is exactly what this person does. It doesn't matter to them whether or not his kids just I don't know, as long as Chris's victims get some sort of retribution, and when in actual fact the best thing for Chris's victims is that people really stop calling them victims and let them get on with their lives. That's my opinion. You probably have yours. If you can let me know your opinion in the comments below, that'll be great. I didn't mean to offend anybody by this video. I don't mind if you're on Tattle. I'm not Tattle bashing entirely. Well, I'm bashing the website. I'm not bashing the people on the website, except for this person here, obviously. So until next time, please give this video a thumbs up, comment all your thoughts down below, and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Until next time, take care of yourselves, and bye bye.